Welcome back into the Cowboys Report. Second time today, and more really interesting news report, in this case, coming from the Cowboys organization. Bryan Broaddus said on 105 Through the Fan today that Mike McCarthy doesn't know the Cowboys offense. Yeah, that Mike McCarthy doesn't want to call the plays because he is unfamiliar with how to do so with the terminology used. That is, if true, a big effing deal and a big effing problem. Now, we're doing a second video today, which I'd like to do more of going forward as news happens. We need your help, though. Share this video if you want multiple videos per day. It can be on Facebook, can be on Twitter. Help us out. And I don't see big media covering this story. By the way, outside of, again, 105 Through the Fan, I haven't seen anything else on it there. So you can tell your friends that apparently Mike McCarthy is a disaster as the Cowboys head coach. Share that video right now. Again, here's the report. We'll get to the full quote from Bryan Broaddus in a second. The gist of it is, the too long, didn't read or didn't listen or didn't watch, is that Mike McCarthy doesn't want to take over play calling from Kellen Moore because he doesn't know what the offense is in terms of the terminology. Mind you, it is year 3, and Mike McCarthy is an offensive mind. Here's what Bryan Broaddus said. There are a bunch of ellipses in here because he was on G-Bag Nation, and everyone kept talking and cutting him off, and I just put his stuff in there. The more I talk to people around there, meaning the Cowboys organization, Mike doesn't know the offense. He doesn't want to call the offense. He doesn't know the offense, the terminology and stuff. Forever, he had certain terminology with the Packers. Just not hearing it very positive. You talk to people within the organization, and that is why Mike doesn't want to call the plays. I've got more of my thoughts coming up here in a little bit, my own reaction to this, because this blows my mind in a negative way. But I want to hear your reaction as well. One word only. What is your one-word reaction to this report from Mike McCarthy from Bryan Broaddus, who I think is a very credible source on everything Cowboys. Got a great podcast. It's a great job overall. Very insightful. One-word reaction to the Mike McCarthy report. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there. One word only. No cheating. Reaction to this Mike McCarthy report that I'm calling a bombshell, quite frankly. All right, I'm going to cheat. I'm typing in WTF. We all know what that stands for. It's what the fudge, but I'm on YouTube, so I don't want to swear. I might do it anyway later. Are you serious? You cannot be. I don't want to believe this report because this is a joke. How are you in year 3? You are an offensive mind, and you don't want to help save your job because you don't want to learn the play calling. What the fuck, man? There, see, I did say it. I know it's cheating. I'm going to do it anyway. Look, this could always not be accurate. Maybe Broaddus is hearing bad things, but I'm going to operate as if it is true. A, because I believe and trust Broaddus. I think he's a great, insightful guy. And versus the video. Let's pretend it's true. Let's pretend that Mike McCarthy has no idea, or at least doesn't know enough, of what the offensive terminology is, even though he's an offensive mind who was hired because he was an offensive mind, did great things with Green Bay, and has been in this team for 3+ years, and, of course, watched every play of the Cowboys, which, of course, he lied about. This is a goddamn embarrassment. Are you kidding me? How do you not know the terminology? What are you spending your time on, Mike? How do you not know what the terminology is? This is a joke, man. If this is accurate and Mike doesn't know his own team's terminology on offense when he's an offensive mind, what are we doing? Like that erases any and all confidence I think anyone should have remaining in Mike McCarthy. Look, we can blame a lot of people, the Joneses, Kellen, the O-line, receiving corps, quarterback too. That's fine. If your head coach doesn't know what play's being called, get him out of here. Dump him. He doesn't deserve the job. He doesn't care, and I don't want him anymore, if that's all true. Do you agree with me? You want to fire Mike McCarthy now? Because I was not feeling good, even after the Dak news that was bad. Now it's not as bad. We broke that down earlier today. I don't feel good right now. I really don't. Do you want to fire Mike McCarthy? FM for fire Mike, or KM for keep Mike, at least for now, where you sit right this second. Let me know in the comment section. If this is true, get him the hell out of here. Just fire him now. Because you know what? It's year 3, Mike. You are coaching for your life and your job. Your offense is struggling. I know the front office took away a bunch of your players, and maybe they forced Kellen Moore on you to be the play caller, and you took the job anyway because you wanted the job and you were fine taking Kellen Moore because you liked him or they told you to, whatever. But it is year 3. Do you give a shit? Do you care about this job? Because if you don't know your own terminology on offense and your offense is why you're going to get fired, it tells me that you don't care. That you're just happy to go along with the flow, and if the owner ain't tripping, you ain't tripping, and it's the same Cowboys country club bullshit mentality that's been rampant for this organization for almost 30 years now. Show me you care, Mike. Show me you know the terminology. Because if this is true, this is god-awful leadership. To not even know look, football terminology is complicated as hell. That's why the Cowboys didn't want to change it with McCarthy. They wanted to keep the same terminology. That's why when you sign a guy, it takes 2 weeks to get up to speed because the playbook's so different. It had 3 damn years, Mike. If you actually don't know the terminology, just fire him because he doesn't care. So why should he be our head coach? Go get somebody else. Sean Payton, whatever. Just fire him at that point. I'm not done on this, by the way. But today's show is made possible by BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Cowboys125. $100 down will give you a 125% deposit bonus. I did not bet on the Cowboys week 1. I was tempted by the +2.5 line. Glad I didn't do it. They are big dogs this week against the Bengals, ballooning. It was a 1-point favorite. It's up to 8 last I checked. And there are prop bets on BetUS as well. Again, chatsports.com/bet, promo code Cowboys125. First head coach to be fired, it's Mike McCarthy, 3-1. Now, the thing is, I would assume Jerry Jones knows and Stephen Jones know if Mike McCarthy doesn't know the terminology. And I would not put it past them to not care that Mike doesn't know as long as everyone else is doing their job. Mike is 3-1. Matt Rule's 4-1. Bet on all things sports at BetUS, chatsports.com/bet, promo code Cowboys125. Let's talk more about McCarthy because this is not the first time, allegedly, there have been issues with him, right? There was the report from, I think it was Ty Dunn, who was at Bleacher Report, now is with another major publication, that McCarthy had gotten lazy down the stretch in Green Bay. And, he was skipping team meetings to get massages. Now, McCarthy disputed that. And if he's ever asked about this, I bet he'll dispute this as well. At least I would, because otherwise it's a problem there. But remember, same man who lied about watching every Cowboys game and then joked about it next to his bosses, which, benefit of hindsight, that's when we knew. That's when we knew this might not work out. I do want to spend some time on the offense overall. Look, if we want to fire Kellen Moore too, I will not stand in your way. I was excited about him at points. Heck, first 8 games, I'm like, he's going to get a head coaching job. Well, now he's not. Honestly, the thing has been the same here, right? Kellen Moore, teams have figured out Dallas. They figured out we can run some 2 high, some cover 1, some cover 2. We can dare them to run the football. They'll either commit penalties, won't commit to it. They'll have issues running it. It's fine. They have been unable to adjust since that Denver game when teams are like, let's try this. And they can't figure it out because unless their offense is dominating, the line I should say, for years now, its offense has had issues. It's still the same Kellen, Linehan, Garrett. There are other elements sprinkled in, but kind of run the same offense for years now. There's been more creativity at times, but Moore has not found ways to scheme his players open. Run mesh one time. Run a pick play for CeeDee Lamb one time. You can watch other offenses and go, look how easy it was to get the ball to this guy. Even the Packers with Devontae Adams, when they had nobody else at receiver, because let's be honest, that receiver core was bad last year. It was not good. MVS sucks. He's in KC now, not doing much of anything. They found ways to get the ball to Devontae Adams. Spread it around. Get it to Lamb. Move him around. Get creative. It's not Kellen Moore's strength. He doesn't seem to know how to scheme his guys open. You know what? You've got Doug Nussmeier, Joe Philbin, Mike McCarthy. I've made this point before. It's even more true now. If Kellen cannot figure it out, Mike, then dump him. Take over play calling, but if you don't know the terminology, you can't do it. So is now Nussmeier going to be your play caller? Is that going to fix it? No, of course not. So we can blame Kellen. I am all for that. But the buck also stops with your head coach. If the young OC can't get it figured out, take it away. Win games. Save your own job, or do you just not care? So that's my concern. Now, like most people watching, outside of some trolls, I love the Cowboys. Been a fan my entire life. I just want them to win a singular title, damn it. We're not there yet. One day they will be. Give me enough years, it'll happen. I'm sure hopefully I still can see and have not gray hair at that point. So if you love the Cowboys, just like me, hit that big red button and subscribe. Free videos every single day. All right, final thoughts from me here. I don't want to believe this report. I would like nothing more if it was just wrong, if it was not true. But you know what? Cowboys are a dysfunctional organization. Stems from top down with your leadership in the Joneses. Again, I'm not passing any blame as it relates to Jerry Jones. Don't get me wrong on that front. I'm not doing that. The Joneses get a lot of the blame here too, and they absolutely do. But I got 10 fingers. I can point a lot of blame in different directions here and blame different people. And Mike McCarthy right now deserves a lot of it if this report is true. So be our lie detector. Do you believe this Mike McCarthy report? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comments section. Again, it is Y for yes, N for no. I'm going to lean towards believing it, which I don't want to do. That's where I'm at. Look, Mike lied about watching all the games. Said he did, but he didn't. And I got him the job. A garbage search, by the way, because he interviewed two people, Mike McCarthy and Marvin Lewis. What kind of search is that? We interviewed all the people named M who were head coaching candidates, and we called it a day. Come on, be better. He said he'd fix the penalties. He had 10 in the first game. Bunch of pre-snap bullshit, false starts. Not even like bad holding calls. You made a bunch of mistakes. Clearly not fixed yet. I think this team, and it's not even the players so much, but your organizational structure, your head coach in particular, you need a culture change. If your head coach doesn't care enough to learn the terminology, that's such a bad leadership example. Like, imagine saying, well, yeah, I don't know how to film a video, but I'm going to teach it. Like, no. Like, if your boss says, hey, learn Excel, okay, you're going to teach me? I don't know how. Why are you my boss if you don't care enough to learn the thing that's trying to keep your job alive? It's a terrible leadership example. And you know what? It's on the Joneses too. I don't know if there's any coach that can actually change that culture because it stems from Jerry and Steven, and that terrifies me down to my core. It's the number one fear I have outside of spiders. But this is not good if this report is true. And if it is true, get him out of here. Dump Mike now, embrace the tank, and we'll find a new head coach in the offseason. Maybe next year, things will be back on track for America's team.